Frank, Hayes, and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hi, we welcome you to a very special day. Glad you're with us on a Friday. Today's a salute to baseball. We'll tell you how in just a bit. We want to thank our friends from Big Chief Tire Company, the best tire company around. Our friends from Big Chief Tire, always a Big Chief Tire Friday. Look around here, Hayes. Look around. If you're watching us on the camera, look behind us. How gorgeous is that?
It's magnificent. They did a fantastic job with that.
The folks here at UNF, they're very proud of that. Joe Mercadante is going to join us in just a few moments. He is the head baseball coach. He'll be here at 4:15. Nick Morrow, the AD, at 5 o'clock. They have redone their entire baseball field. The Dusty Rhodes field, I just saw Dusty a minute ago, the longtime coach here. They've redone their baseball field, and Harmon Stadium is called. And they put all turf in here, artificial turf. They redid the home run wall with padding. They put the bullpens in the outfield because that's where bullpens are supposed to go. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It is one of the most gorgeous college baseball stadiums you will ever see. So tip of the cap to the UNF folks. Boy, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well done. And these amenities here for the fans down the first baseline are fantastic.
They've got all the seating in what they call the pit, the Bono's pit. Our friend Joe Adib and all the good Bono's folks made this happen. And so it is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the most gorgeous facilities you will ever see. They are firing baseballs at us, Hayes.
They are.
What I'd like you to do, and I don't want to, again, this is up to you. You don't have to. But I'd love you to throw your body in front of a ball if it comes at me, if you don't mind doing that, okay? Just sacrifice it. I mean, it's called selflessness and doing it for the team.
Pain is temporary.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So because every now and then we'll have one just hit right next to us, and that's always good. So, but we are excited about being here. We're excited about being at UNF. We're excited about the setup, and I'm proud of them. It's a big deal, and Nick's a great friend of our station, great friend of the radio show, and I know how proud he is of this. And I'm a baseball guy, so and I will tell you a story. So we built the Bregan Baseball Complex with all artificial turf field. One of the first ones in Jacksonville of its kind. Trinity Christian now has a turf infield. University Christian has a combination baseball field, practice football field. But ours was really the first one of its kind, an all-turf baseball field. And our friends from UNF came out and looked at it and toured it and built this one because I put the bullpens behind the fence in the outfield. I think it's where they belong, and that's what they've done here. So, and they worked out at our place while this was being built. So it was fun to be a partner of theirs. But you know how much I love UNF baseball. I love JU baseball. We'll be there on Tuesday. They've redone their outfield fence. They already had a gorgeous stadium, and they've redone their outfield fence as well. And so there's a lot of good baseball going on. We're certainly proud of it. Today's program, Chipper Jones will join us, the Hall of Famer. Probably, other than maybe Bob Hayes, the greatest athlete ever come out of a Jacksonville high school. Now he didn't grow up here. He grew up in DeLand or the Pearson area. But as far as a player at a Jacksonville high school, Chipper Jones, other than Bob Hayes, I would say has no peers. Would you agree with that?
I would agree. I mean, he was in the Hall of Fame, and he was first ballot, wasn't he?
He was.
I'm almost positive Chipper went in first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because he went in at 18.
Yeah,
he played through 13. First ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty hard to.
Yeah. Well, he was the first pick in the draft, so I would say the pick worked out.
It was a great.
I would say it was a good pick. He's been an MVP. He's been a batting title winner. He's an 8-time All-Star. He's a World Series champion. And he's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I'd say that's a pretty good resume. Yeah. And so Chipper is very involved. Bulls redid their baseball facility as well. I haven't seen it. I hear it's gorgeous. And Chipper very involved in that. I assume he funded some of it. I don't know the details of that, but I know Chipper's here to throw out the first pitch tonight at the Bulls high school game, or the Bulls school game, I should say. So he's going to join me by phone for about 10 minutes or so at 4:45. So I mean. You have Chipper Jones on here. It's probably a pretty good radio show.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If it's a tribute to baseball, I'd say that's a pretty good show. So we're looking forward to having Chipper on the program at 4:45. Before that, Joe Mercadante comes by at 4:15. We're going to have Pete Prisco on the program, obviously at 5:15. Nick Morrow at 5 o'clock. A little later. We're going to have headlines for you, but a little bit later in the program than we typically do. So we got a lot to do today on the program, and I'm excited about this. Boy, it's cool. What a gorgeous day. Not a cloud in the sky. We had a walk-off clinic today. It's a day to kick off baseball, I think.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting your thoughts on expectations this year for the Ospreys, Dolphins, and certainly the Gators and the Noles.
Yeah, so they all play today. Today's the first day of the college baseball season, and that's why we're here, so we'll certainly talk all about that. Speaking of college, Florida plays Kentucky. I want to get into it a little bit later on in the program, but we have so much planned. I'm going to even touch on it right now. If you're Florida, that's the rival. in basketball. That's the rival. But the reality is, if you're Tennessee or anybody else, that's the rival. How? And I think other than Kentucky, Kentucky is the creme de la creme program of basketball in the SEC, and everybody knows that. They're one of the 3 or 4 greatest blue bloods in the country.
They've won more league titles than the rest of the league combined. That's all you need to know
about
Kentucky basketball.
That is all you. That is the stat. They've won more championships than the rest of the league combined. But other than Kentucky, Florida is the greatest basketball program in SEC history. They've won 3 national titles. I don't know that anybody else has. Does anybody else? And I should know.
It's not even remotely close. Florida's definitively second.
Yeah.
Now there's a huge gap in the histories between 1 and 2.
Right. Well,
but 2 is definitely Florida. And Arkansas's won 1 title.
Yeah.
But like Tennessee's never even been to a Final Four.
Never even been to a Final Four. Alabama went to its first Final Four a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean they're sort of new to the party.
Yeah.
Auburn's sort of new to the party. So
and that's it.
LSU's had moments. They've made Final Fours. They've never won the whole thing.
Right.
So I mean, with Florida having 3, I mean Florida really was probably number 2 as soon as they repeated.
Yeah.
But certainly adding to the other Final Fours that they've accomplished since then, the national championship from last year. Yeah, Florida's definitely second.
I mean, Florida's been to 5 Final Fours. Florida's been to 9 Elite Eights. I think so. There's a big gap between Kentucky and Florida, which means Kentucky and the rest of the league. I would suggest there's a pretty good gap between Florida and whoever's 3. I guess that's agree. LSU. I would say that's a pretty good gap.
Yeah. Again, a lot of it will depend on what you're gauging it on. Like Florida's win percentage lifetime as a program isn't very good because they weren't good in basketball until basically, we got into the
90s.
Really, the 90s. Yeah. So, I mean, it depends on how you're gauging it, but the way you should gauge it is national championships, Final Fours, SEC regular season tournament titles. And when it comes to that, Florida is clearly second above everybody else. And again, Kentucky is in a spot they'll never be challenged. Florida would have to win.
Right.
I mean, literally like 8 national titles before they could even remotely.
And there's a handful of programs in college sports, whether it's Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Kansas in basketball, whether it's Alabama, Notre Dame in football. There's a couple that have no peers in terms of history. That doesn't mean they don't have peers today, but they have no peers in terms of their history. And so in Kentucky basketball is very clearly one of them.
And I will say, if you just go off the last quarter century, Florida is got every bit the resume Kentucky has. I mean, Kentucky's won 1 title in that span, I believe. With Anthony Davis. I don't think they'd won one. I think the one before that was Tubby in like the mid-90s.
That's
correct?
Yeah.
So if you just are looking at the last 25 years, Florida has 3 titles. Kentucky has 1. The SEC titles, the tournament titles would be comparable. So in the last 25 years, Florida would have an argument that they've been every bit as strong as Kentucky. But I mean, in terms of looking at program lifetime, not even close.
Yeah, and it really isn't close. But Florida, Kentucky, what does the rivalry mean? How important is the game? I think beating Kentucky is more important than just what it does in the standings. But what it does in the standings is you're still only 1 game clear of Kentucky and Arkansas. Probably the other two best programs in the conference now. And certainly with Kentucky because of it's Kentucky, Arkansas because of Cal. That's the other 2 programs. And by the way, you play them 3 times. 2 of them are at home. You get Kentucky and Arkansas at home. You have to travel to Kentucky once. So a gigantic game. And I will tell you, I don't know if you followed it. You probably have. ABC is really pushing this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Ravi and Jimmy Dykes. It's ABC. It's not ESPN. It is a gigantic game, and being pushed as that. I mean, it's being talked about as that. And it is a really, really important game. So we'll certainly talk about that tomorrow. We're getting down to crunch time in basketball. We are coming down the home stretch, and it's been kind of fun.
It's been really fun, and it's a huge opportunity for Florida this weekend because if they beat Kentucky, and Auburn, I think, is going to beat Arkansas, it's on the road. It's in Fayetteville, but I like Auburn in that game. Auburn's due for a win.
Yeah, they've struggled a little.
Yeah, they have. So if that happens, Florida goes into Sunday with a 2-game advantage on everybody in the SEC. No one's catching them if that happens.
Yeah.
So I think Florida this weekend can really put the race almost out of reach because of the schedule that they still have left. I mean, again, Florida still plays South Carolina, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, they have some gimmies left on that SEC schedule. So if they go to clear the field by beating Kentucky and Auburn beating Arkansas, I think it's pretty much done. It's not obviously mathematically
Be hard to catch
done.
them.
It's going to be really hard to catch them. And, so it's the other thing, too, that's really interesting about this Florida-Kentucky matchup. So much has happened since the last time the teams played. They haven't played since the SEC opener last year. So when Florida lost up at Rupp in a fantastically well-played game, it was like 106-101 or something like that, and both teams shot over 55%. But when you think about everything that's happened to the Florida program since then, that day it was like there was a moral victory for Florida to lose that game but play so well. No one dreamed they'd end up winning the national title, coming back next year as a Final Four threat. So it's amazing how much has changed in 13 months since the last time these rivals met.
We'll talk a lot about that later on in the program. But today's a tribute to baseball. We'll take a break. When we come back, Joe Mercadante joins us. He's the terrific UNF baseball coach, and he's proud of this new facility. He ought to be. We'll talk baseball and more after this. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Rick Ballou is the truth teller.
Tell the truth. That's all. Just tell the truth.
Go into the night with Rick Ballou after the Frangie Show. Then it's Hacker After Dark.
Between him and me.
Ballou and Hacker. Evenings on 1010XL.
Hey gang, Hickett here. Guys, listen up. Valentine's is coming. You want to be a hero this year with something really romantic? It's easier than you think at Beards Diamonds. Beards has put together a stunning selection of timeless, affordable jewelry she'll absolutely love. Dazzling rings, sparkling earrings, elegant pendants and bracelets, set with brilliant diamonds or colorful gemstones. Classic gold that never goes out of style. And you can't beat the wow factor of top brand designer jewelry. They got it all at Beards. And here's the best part right now. Save up to 40% on all diamond stud earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets. You know, cards, flowers, and candy are sweet, but nothing says I love you forever like a sparkling gift she'll wear and cherish every single day. Plus, Beards is your local Jacksonville jeweler, family-owned and community-strong for more than 45 years right here in the St. John's Town Center, not some Wall Street chain. Hurry in today. Don't wait. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. Get up to 40% off diamond earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and mascot potties there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
And drainage too.
Tara Loggeman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, Whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Give a unique gift this Valentine's Day to that special person in your life with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on the Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We do thank our friends from Big Chief Tire with 6 locations here on the First Coast, 2 on the west side, the north side, the south side, Orange Park, and Mandarin. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, and I'm here with the guy that can't quit grinning. If you notice that, Hayes, my buddy Joe Mercadante is the terrific baseball coach here at UNF with your brand new facility. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Every year feels like Christmas morning, but even more so this year, I think. Just getting out here and having a chance to open up the season on this beautiful, surface and the updates to the facility, it's just an awesome thing to see.
Take us through the journey, Joe, how it came about. And again, you and I have had this, for people that don't know, Joe was an assistant at Pitt. Joe, by the way, has worked at every university in the state of Florida before. He's from Gainesville, and he worked all over. But he was an assistant at Pitt where you had a turf field. And at that point, you weren't kind of anti-turf. Take me through that journey a little.
Yeah, being a Florida, native, playing at Florida, coaching at a lot of the schools in the state, you get used to the grass and the clay and the way the natural field plays. And I went up and worked for Mike Bell for 2 years up at the University of Pittsburgh, and obviously we had a turf field due to the weather, and it just kind of changed the way I viewed everything, just from the consistency of the surface, being able to get your work in. There's no rainouts. Now, he did get me the first day I was up there. He called turf crew, and I ran out of the field and forgot that there was no tarp to put on the field. But it was an eye-opening experience to see the technology and how it's changed, and now your game can travel. You that's the one thing you're concerned with when you go turf is, does it play like a natural surface, or is it going to be a completely different game when you go on the road? So it's with what AstroTurf does and how quality they are and the technology, it's a very seamless transition for our guys.
Yeah, I think the one thing is, and again, as you know, we have turf at the Reagan Baseball Complex. You've been there plenty of times. You were there this morning, and thank you for so many of your players are so generous to come work with us. Turf, it's grass now. It's just plastic. Right. I mean, turf used to be a carpet. Yeah. If you grew up with AstroTurf, it was a carpet. Mm-hmm. It's now grass. The technology has changed immeasurably.
It's amazing when you just watch the entire process, and the grass portions, the green portions of the turf has taller blades like a grass does, and when you get to the infield fill, which is more your brown or orange colored, it's a shorter fill, so it plays a little bit truer and skips kind of like the dirt does on the field. It's an amazing process. And then as they were finishing up, they had our guys go out there and kind of take it for a test drive and ask us, is it playing too hard, too bouncy, too fast? Wow. And we were able to kind of get it as close to that natural feels we were looking for.
That's amazing.
So they can tailor it specifically to your specifications.
Yeah, the way they fill it, with what they fill it with, how high the blades are of the carpet they put out there. So like I said, it was an eye-opening experience. I've played on it before, but never seen the entire process go through, and it was awesome to watch.
So turf's amazing. I'll tell you this, our friends from Sunshine Turf who do a lot of our work and put a putting green in my backyard. There you go. And I'll tell you what's neat about that. When they put the putting green in, Caleb told me, he goes, well, how fast you want it to run? I said, what? The stent meter at my course is about 11. He goes, we'll set it to 11. I said, you can set it to 11.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. I mean that's what they've done with turf. So final thing or two about the facility, because I want to ask you about your team. But you've padded the walls. Mm-hmm. You put the outfield. You put the bullpens in the outfield. Was that all your design? Take me through all of how it come, because it's gorgeous. How did it come out looking like this, not just the turf?
Well, when I took the job, Nick Morrow, AD, who spearheaded this entire thing. Talked about the improvements we were going to make and how it was a natural surface from when Dusty Rhodes started the program years ago. So we knew we needed to make some changes throughout the past couple of years. Just a rain out turning into 3 days where you couldn't be on the field. It was just time that we, really get behind it and get full force with the entire athletic department behind us. And we went through the drawings and you want to kind of create some character to the ballpark. So the right field wall going up to a 14-foot wall is a neat little thing. We wanted to take the bullpens off the field to kind of close it in, allow our members here in the pit down the right field line to have a little bit of a closer to the action seats, also for the safety for our guys. So we were able to do some really neat things with the padded walls and some character in the corners and the walls that we were all just super excited with it.
What are some elements of your team as we get started today against Sacred Heart that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, I think just the competitiveness. I think you always talk about being a competitive team, but this is a group that I've seen it day in and day out at practice, and that's a cool thing when they push each other. They're always kind of looking over their shoulder, watching the guy behind them take their reps too, and that's a neat thing when they really push each other and motivate each other. It's an aggressive group. It's a group that has a nice blend of newcomers and returners, and they've gelled really, really well. We spent a little extra time really kind of giving our guys the opportunity to have some team building opportunities in the fall, and I think that's really paid off for us. Now, obviously, when the rubber meets the road and some adversity hits, we'll kind of fall back to what we really did, but I really like the camaraderie, the way they motivate each other, the way they compete.
Joe, the world we're in now with mid-majors, and you know this, is whether it's basketball, baseball, whatever, it's hard. It's always hard to get guys anywhere. It's hard to keep guys. I mean, the real reality is, and you know this, if somebody on your team hits 14 home runs and hits 330, he's not going to be on your team the next year. That's the world we're in. How do you mitigate that as a coach at UNF?
You can't spend too much time thinking about that, because then you're not thinking about your program and the roster and the guys you're going to be coaching next year. We had a couple guys that moved on from last year's roster. We wish them well, but this is a game where we're going to show up and we get a chance to play one of them this year. And I know a lot of our guys are excited to get out there and face one of their former teammates, but I think you're just constantly evaluating your roster, seeing what your needs are. Coach Wilkerson and I sit down probably twice a week, where you used to have recruiting meetings, every couple weeks. During 5 years ago, 10 years ago in college baseball, we're doing it twice a week, just looking at what do we think with this guy? Where is he going to filter through the program? What do we need now? What could we potentially need down the end of the road?
Tell us about your pitching. What do you like about the staff?
Yeah, I think, the big thing I'm most excited about is just seeing the bond that they've built with Coach Bangs. Parker came in this offseason, was at Rice the last 3 years, and has really, I don't think I've been one of those guys that's the new face with it, being at some different stops as an assistant, but the way he's come in and just developed relationships so quick, and those guys were listening and hanging on to every word he said early on. So we've seen a lot of improvements with those guys. I think the thing I like the most is we've got some more stuff this year. Last year last couple of years we've had to get by with, mixing stuff, pitching backwards, cross counting guys, not throwing fastballs in 3-2 counts. And this year we've got a little bit more stuff to keep teams honest. So I think we're going to see kind of a drop in the freebies and the free walks that you give away when you try to get a little crafty. And now we can just kind of attack guys. And I think that's kind of the mantra for this group, is whether we're on the mound or behind the plate or in the box, we're going to stay aggressive and take the game to the other team.
Tell me about Brad Wilkerson. For people that don't know, I've always said for the longest time, Brad Wilkerson was the greatest player in Florida history. Now you got Alonzo and Wyatt. I may tell Brad he's still a top 5 guy for me, but Brad Wilkerson was a great player. I mean, again, maybe the best player in the history of the University of Florida. As a pitcher, as a hitter, all of it. He's coached up here. He's coached at JU. He lives here. He's now been on your staff for a few years. What is Brad? What's his role, and what does Brad bring for you?
Yeah, when I brought Brad on, I told him I need you to come be my associate head coach. You know the game better than anybody that I've ever gotten to know the past couple of years. We got to talk to each other a lot when we were recruiting against each other, and both being Gators had some a relationship there. But he's just a tremendous teacher, and sometimes you don't see that with the guys that were really elite players, because they just can talk to you the way they did it.
Yeah.
And they have a tough time kind of translating that to 16 different hitters. He's a tremendous communicator and kind of can break down each guy and talk to them in their terms and their language. So the way he's able to help our hitters develop is tremendous. And then, he's my right-hand guy and kind of takes the lead in roster management and how we're the type of players we're bringing in. And I think we see that this year with this group. Really excited about the guys that he spearheaded us bringing in.
That's a great point. I mean, usually not usually, but at times the best players weren't good teachers because they didn't have to work as hard at it. Sometimes the best teachers are the guy that really had to grind on it. So exactly right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Who are some players offensively that you're counting on to produce big seasons for you?
Seth Alford obviously had a great year for us as a freshman from St. John's Country Day, and Santiago Ordonez is another guy that I think a returner from last year is going to have a big role for us. And then we've got some newcomers. Forgetting Carter White, who was really a true freshman last year, redshirted his first year at UCF, and expect him to take a big step for us this year. And then some newcomers, Gialdry Gomez, a junior college transfer, got a neat story, kid from the Bronx, from New York, was the first player out of his dream program, which is kind of the RBI program out in that area, first one to play Division I baseball.
Oh, wow.
Neat story. But he's a guy. Jackson Toberman, Matthew Farner. We're really excited about the transfers we brought in, and then obviously Mitchell Collins, returning shortstop, guys can hit the top of the order for us. Going to be a great table setter.
Final thing, it's a while before you play conference games, but what to expect from the ASUN this year?
It's always competitive. I think you turn on the scoreboard update every night, and there's a ASUN team knocking down a P4 in the middle of the week. I think you're going to see elite pitching on Friday and Saturday. I think it's a league of depth, so you got to be really good, 10 deep on the mound, and you got to have 11 or 12 guys that you can rotate in the bats. But it's a league that you got to play clean baseball. If you hurt yourself, you're gonna struggle.
And I get confused with how the divisions break up and you play each other. Is that still, pardon my ignorance on it, but do you still play just your side now?
Yeah, so we've got some conference realignment coming next year. This year is still the Graphite division, which we'll be in, which is
That's right.
our kind of our regional neighbors, I guess you could say, and it's 5 other teams, and we'll play a series at home and a series on the road. Next year, we'll have some conference realignment and have some different scheduling parameters.
Is Austin P on your side or the other side?
Other side.
Okay, so you don't have to play the Little League Stadium?
No, haven't been there yet.
Okay, you haven't been there?
No.
It's a Little League Stadium.
That's what I've heard.
I mean, Hayes would leave the yard on a regular basis there. So I didn't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
bunning.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I know a handful of ASUN coaches, and it's awful. But anyway, that was just my cheap shot. It wasn't your cheap shot. It was my cheap
I didn't
shot.
want to. I was very careful with our right field here. I told him we can't bring it in too much, or I can't hire a good pitching coach.
That's exactly right. Joe Mercadante, the UNF guy. Hey, congratulations on this again. I mean that.
Thanks, Frank.
Good luck on your season, but this thing's beautiful. We appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold & Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold & Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold & Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
To infinity and beyond. The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town for Toy Story Jersey Night as they take on the Savannah Ghost Pirates February 14th at 7. It's a magical leap as the Icemen wear specially Toy Story-inspired jerseys that evening. Don't miss the family fun for Toy Story Jersey Night this Saturday at 7. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com or call 904-602-PARK. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company with a full flight of craft creations from the Cosmico IPA, to the motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers. Matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Listen up, Googans. Hicken here, still talking skin. This time I want to give you some great advice for Valentine's Day. Look, don't buy anything that either dyes or adds pounds. Go see the girls at Beaches Dermatology and get a gift card or even a specific skin treatment, one that will enhance her beauty, maybe even help her look like she did when y'all first met. It's possible. Skin treatment is very important, and a gift from Beaches Dermatology makes a perfect gift this Valentine's Day. For locations, go to beachesdermatology.com.
Gated communities, homeowners association, secure corporate centers. When you need a full-line fence company capable of any size job, you need to think about Duval Fence. They've got the latest and greatest in gate operators and access control systems. Security is huge these days, and you want a gate that operates smoothly, around the clock, every time you hit the button. Count on a company that's been serving Duval and the First Coast for decades. That's Duval Fence. For the latest in gate operators, commercial or residential, check out Duval Fence.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
That's oil changes, brakes, alignments, and, of course, the best tires around. They'll get you the price. They'll also know what tire is best for your car, what tire fits your car best. Any deals from any of those car dealer or tire dealers, they'll be on top of it. They're the best in the business, my friends. A Big Chief Tire, over 60 years. You really can't trust them. Frangie Carline with you, JJ LaSelva. Chipper Jones, the great Chipper Jones, the Hall of Famer, joins us in about 15 minutes to talk baseball. He's in town to celebrate the brand-new Bowls baseball facility that he was part of, and so it'll be good to catch up with Chipper in just a few minutes. In the meantime, big Gator basketball, Florida, Kentucky. Let's start with the Gators. Big picture, and I've got my thoughts on it, but I want you to go first. How has this happened that they're all of a sudden this dominant? I mean, they've beaten 3, I think, tournament teams in a row by essentially an average of 24 points. They're not just beating people, they're rolling people. I got some thoughts on it, but go first. How has this happened after a team that looked good early, but certainly flawed?
They have bigs that no one can stop. I mean, it starts there. They legitimately have 3 guys that are just an absolute handful for different reasons, and they're just so fast. I mean, even Hand-Logden can move. And so that's what's so surprising, to have 4 guys that can play as physical as Chinlilu, Condon, Houck, and Hand-Logden can, and to move and be as quick down the court as they are. It's just it's a really difficult matchup for anybody in college basketball. They've rebounded better than anybody in the nation all year. They're plus 14.8, which is obviously magnificent. Kentucky, for instance, is plus 4.3. And you're now seeing guards in Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee that, while they've struggled to shoot the 3, they've been excellent at distributing and not turning the ball over. When you look at their combined assist to turnover margin for Lee and Fland, it's elite. So early in the season, turnovers plagued them. They were taking too many threes because they hadn't realized yet that was a weakness. And as they've gotten, I would say over this last probably 4 weeks, they have figured out who they are, to Todd Golden's credit, and he has communicated that, and the players are executing it, and they just don't have a lot of weaknesses right now.
I think a few things. Number one, all 5 of their starters will be in an NBA camp, including Xavier Lee. I think I would not be surprised if all 5 of their starters, by the time they're done playing basketball, had played in an NBA game. Now, I don't know that I see a star other than Houck. Houck could be a good NBA player. Chinyalu's got the body, he's improved. Condon's he's a 7-footer that can run, but he doesn't shoot it very well. Boogie Fland is an NBA guard and everything but shooting, but he shoots so poorly. I don't know. Xavier Lee has got the furthest to go because the power forward game has been hard for him. But all 5 of those guys will be in an NBA camp. There's no doubt in my mind about that. All 5. You rarely have that. The size, athleticism, length. I'm not even going to get to skill yet. Okay, from a standpoint of skill, they're okay. Last year's team was marvelously skilled. I don't know that this team is marvelously skilled, but size and athleticism, it's one of the best teams I've ever seen in college basketball. Lord knows if they were skilled, if their guards were knocking down threes on the regular, I'd go ahead and proclaim them the national champions. I mean, that's how much. I don't know that they're a wonderfully skilled team. Houck is skilled. The other 4 starters, I don't know that they're wonderfully skilled, but they're so athletic. Again, the guards are so fast, they're like wide receivers. We've emphasized so much, and we should have, because it's the story of how many struggles that the guards have had shooting the basketball, that, Hayes, we've lost sight of how fast and athletic and how good a player they are other than shooting the ball. So you hit it. The size, length, and athleticism of those first 5 guys, and Isaiah Brown and Handlockton. The only guy that's not super athletic is Klavjar, and he might be the most skilled at one skill, and that's shooting the basketball, right? As far as one skill, he might be that. So, but they're like the football team that has 10 NFL players on defense. You can't block them. It doesn't matter if they're not good at passing or catching. If you can't block them. They're like the football team you can't block, or like they're Nebraska 95 football team that they block you so well that you can't tackle them. That's what this is. It's not skill. And by the way, you can't be as good as they are and not be skilled at all. But I don't think that's a hallmark. Does that make sense? I don't think that's a hallmark of this team. The hallmark is the size and athleticism. The other thing is the logo. They won the national title. They came in with a lot of hype. They struggled against, obviously, UConn, Duke, and Arizona. But now that they're beating you, and they're big and athletic, it's kind of like playing Saban, Alabama when they show up. You're kind of beat when they get there. You really saw it in the A&M game. I think you saw it a little bit even in the Georgia game.
Yeah, they were up 10-0 on Georgia right out of the gate.
So I think all of that together, the size, athleticism, from a skill stand, there are 10 in size and athleticism in college basketball. There are 7 or 8 in skill, maybe 6.5 or 7. But there's from a size and athleticism, and he knows how to use that. I think his swagger, I think the fact that he gets a little chippy, that little Spurrier that comes out in him, I think that fits. That and the swagger and the size and athleticism fit together. Spurrier would talk a little bit of trash, and then Ike and Riedel would run by you. And so it all worked together. You're already uptight because Spurrier called you out a little bit, and then Ike and Riedel ran by you. Urban would do that, and then Tebow would run over you. Well, I think he kind of calls you out a little bit, gets a little bit chippy, and then Condon and Chinyelu dunk on you, right? I think all of that works together. I think that's why they're so good.
And then he puts Ollie in the final 30 seconds to further humiliate you even further, to let you know how bad this is.
Is that fat dog coming in and handing off?
Yeah.
But I mean, it really is. I think the swagger, the little bit of chippiness and edge from Golden, with the team that already is going to dominate you physically. Now, Kentucky might beat them tomorrow if Kentucky makes a bunch of. Kentucky's pretty good. They've won 7 of 8.
I think they're clearly the second best team in the SEC.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough.
They won at Arkansas.
Right.
It was sort of vying with
Kentucky.
I
haven't seen enough of Arkansas to have a great feel for it. But, I do believe that tomorrow's game, I have felt like Florida would win comfortably the last 3 or 4 games, and they did. I was roundly confident they'd win every one of those games. I think they're going to win tomorrow. I'm not roundly confident. I think they're going to beat Kentucky. This is one I did. You or somebody else even thought Georgia would be close. I didn't. This one I think is close. I think this is a last 3 or 4 minutes game. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I'm surprised the line is 11.5. That seems like an awful lot of points to give Kentucky. I like Florida tomorrow, but I would agree with you. I'd probably take Kentucky in 11.5. That's an awfully big number for the talent that they have. What's interesting about this game is we talked about it earlier. These two teams haven't seen each other in 13 months.
Right.
So Golden's 1-4 against Kentucky. It's really the only thing he hasn't done yet at Florida is flip that. Now, the reason for that is because they haven't played Kentucky since the opener in SEC play last year.
Right.
They only played once. It was the opener. It was in Lexington. And so some of that's misleading, but it's a number that pops because Todd Golden has been excellent at Florida, but he is 1-4 against Kentucky because the 5 meetings really occurred before he had gotten it built to where they're arguably the best team in America. Well, they're the reigning national champs, and they might repeat this year. So I will be interested in seeing the golden edge tomorrow because I think it is going to come out. And I like Florida in the game. I don't know that they'll – boy, beating Kentucky by more than 11 and a half, that seems like a tall order with the way the Wildcats are playing. But I am eager to see Todd Golden against Kentucky because he is very cognizant of the fact he's 1-4 against them.
It's going to be a fun game. Kentucky, to your point, hasn't had to play in the O-Dome in 2 years, by the way. We'll see what winds up happening. Let's take a break. When we come back, Hall of Famer Chipper Jones joins us. He's in town to christen a brand-new baseball complex at Bowles. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's the Super Bowl of stock car racing.
The most anticipated moment in racing.
The Daytona 500. NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
Did you know your roof ages from the inside out? By the time you see a leak, damage already exists beneath the shingles. Sun exposure, humidity, and seasonal storms slowly weaken roofing materials over time. If your roof is 15 years old or more, then now is the time to start planning, not reacting. At Endless Summer Roofing, we provide professional inspections and clear guidance so you can make informed decisions. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com to schedule a free inspection. Endless Summer Roofing, protecting your home from Florida's endless summer.
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Hall & Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years. And right now, Bono's has a smoking deal for you. For just $12.49, you'll get Bono's signature pulled pork sandwich, a side, and a drink. But hurry, Duval. This pig deal is for a limited time only. With 18 Bonos around town, there's always one near you. And if you want the best catering, call 904-332-RIBS. That's 904-332-7427 or online at bonosbarbecue.com. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Looking for a great way to give back and enjoy some friendly competition? Join us for Operation New Uniforms Veterans Cup on Friday, April 10th. This competitive clay shoot tournament is a fun afternoon on the range, followed by awards, a reception, and time to connect with others who care about supporting veterans. Your participation helps Operation New Uniform empower veterans, transitioning service members, and military spouses as they move into meaningful careers. Put your teams together and join us on April 10th. Register today at onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name. It represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hey, we welcome you back to the program. Glad you're with us. Frangie with you, and what a pleasure to welcome in the Hall of Famer, the great Chipper Jones, in town to celebrate Bulls baseball a little bit. Chipper, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for spending a little bit of time. This is a special night over there at Bulls. I know that, and I know how important that was to you playing for Coach Suriano in those days. Tell me a little bit about that. Why was Bulls so special to you when you remember that team back then, Chipper?
Yeah, I think it all starts with Coach Suriano. Don Suriano was a great baseball man, and we had some pretty good talent back in the day. I often say that the 3 years that I was here, we won a state championship my junior year, and that was probably the worst of the three teams that we had while I was here. But everything, Coach Suriano was so detail oriented. I often say if I had become a manager in some way, shape, or form after my playing days, I would have had Don Suriano on my staff, because I know every little detail is going to be addressed and practiced.
Yeah, you know what? I get it. I know Don well, too, and you're exactly right. Tell us about this new facility. I know you've had a chance to tour it. I know you're going to spend a lot of time. I know you're speaking to the team and throwing out the first pitch. It's a pretty amazing facility for high school baseball, isn't it?
It really is. So much has changed since the last time I was here, especially playing here. But, everything looks smaller. The field looks smaller, but the facilities are just continue to get better and better, walking through the clubhouse and the press box and, the hitting facility is just it's A+. And that's kind of what I wanted to get across to the team today when I addressed them was, how lucky they were to have such a great place to play, enjoy it. It seems like my post-high school life just kind of flew by. It'll fly by for them, so make sure that you enjoy it while you got the time.
What a great message. What a great message, and what a great person to hear it from. That's really a cool thing. Talk about your years. You're the first pick in the draft. Obviously, we know the numbers by now. A Hall of Famer, 8-time All-Star, an MVP, a batting title winner. It goes fast. I appreciate that you said that. When you look back on those years, what stands out the most, Chipper? What was the most magical part of that amazing career you had with the Atlanta Braves?
Well, obviously, it's, sounds kind of vanilla to say it, but we play a team sport, and obviously being the last team standing, right there around Halloween was quite a thrill. We start playing at Valentine's Day tomorrow, basically, and we end at Halloween, and it's just it's a long, hard grind, and having the opportunity to play in 3 World Series and playing, I think, 4 or 5 National League Championship Series and winning 14 straight division titles, like that's a lot of winning. So that first and foremost is what I'm proudest of, because some people passed the torch on to me in the Atlanta Braves clubhouse. I in turn passed it to some other guys, and the winning just never stops.
Chipper, I had the honor last Friday to do an event with Andrew Jones, recently into the Hall of Fame and a very deserving Hall of Famer. And I got thinking about it. The amount of Hall of Fame people all the players, you and Andrew and McGriff and the three pitchers, and of course Sherholtz and Bobby Cox. That's amazing. You talked about some pretty good talent at Bulls. I'd say there's some pretty good talent in Atlanta those years too, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, again, you really got to point the finger at Bobby Cox for starting all that. He started off as general manager and drafted so many of those good young players that came up with me, the Kleskos, the Javi Lopez's, Tony Tarascos, Mike Kelly's. I mean, he was responsible for getting all those guys into a Braves uniform. Little did we know he was going to spend the rest of our careers as our manager. So he really got to experience what both ends of the deal were: bringing the kids in, coaching them up, and getting them ready for big time baseball. And we got our own little wing up there in Cooperstown. I look forward to welcoming Andrew Jones into the club this summer.
Chipper, Andrew spoke effusively about Bobby just like you did. Like he said, he was like a father to him. But I asked him, I said, all right, tell me the truth. Did you guys ever purposely get Bobby to thrown out of the game? Because Bobby was going to get ejected. He said yes. So I'm asking you, every once in a while, did you do it on purpose?
Well, it took a lot to get me riled up, but he broke the record keeping me in the game. It was a guy by the name of Ted Barrett behind the plate. And a big guy, about 6'6", 6'7", and we didn't see eye to eye on the strike zone that night. And he came out, kept me in the game after a strikeout, and he got thrown out, broke the record, and I ended up winning the game in extra innings with a walk-off double. So he definitely protects his players. The funniest story is when Bobby thought Glavine was getting squeezed one night, and he comes upstairs into the clubhouse, and Doggy is keeping the pitching chart. And he asked Doggy, he said, are those balls strikes? And Doggy goes, yes, Skipper, those balls are on the plate. That little did he know they were 6 inches off the plate. So Maddox really set him up to go down there. And I mean, it wasn't 3 pitches later and Bobby got thrown out of the game all because of Maddox.
I can so see Maddox doing that. I really can. A few more things for you, Chipper. What the baseball game today's changed. Everybody's it's velo and home runs, and the rules have changed. There's no shift. And do you like the game the way it is today? Is it better now than it was before? Is it not as good? What's your read on that?
Man, you know me. I'm a dinosaur, man. I like it. I like it kind of back the way it was. It's a lot of home runs and strikeouts. I think a lot of the general managers and some of their analytics departments are, they're going a little too deep into a little more paralysis by analysis type of stuff. I'm of the belief that the game is played a certain way. It's beautiful because of the way it was played, a long time ago. You treasured every 90 feet. You treasured being the toughest out possible, and I just don't see that much nowadays, and it's really kind of sad. It's tough for us old school, like I said, dinosaurs to watch, the way the game's gone the last few years.
I'm a good bit older than you, and I agree with everything you said, brother. I think you hit it on the head. What about the Braves this year? How are the Braves going to be? If you're confident what the Braves have this year?
I'd be confident if I could guarantee, health amongst their studs. It's obviously the last couple of years we've just been decimated with injuries, and nobody's feeling sorry for us. We've had it good for a long time, but the fact of the matter is, our starters really need to go out there and post 28, 29, 30 starts. We got to keep Acuna from blowing out his knee every other year. We got to keep, fluke injury from Riley, kept him on the shelf for a long time. Those are really, really big cogs to have out of your lineup for, half or more of the season. So it's really going to depend on, I don't want to hear, playoffs or bust or World Series or bust. I want to go out, our guys to go out, go to the post when it's their turn to pitch, play 150, 155, 160 games if you're an everyday player. And if that happens, I think we'll be there at the end.
The great Chipper Jones, the Hall of Famer, joining us now. Chipper, I'm glad you're in town, brother. That's going to have a fun night tonight. Chipper's throwing out the first pitch at 6:50. I encourage people to get over and see that beautiful new Bowls complex that Chipper had so much to do with, and I know they're having fun having you on campus over there. Chipper, thanks for spending some time, man. We'll take care.
Thanks for having me, buddy. See you.
All right, Chipper Jones, the great Chipper Jones, the Hall of Famer, and one of the greats of all time. I promise you, he is that. We'll take a break. When we come back, Nick Morrow joins us. He's a UNF AD. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL.
I'm talking about friendship, loyalty, honor. Okay?
Honored to be your friend. Honored to serve you Jacksonville Sports Radio.
That's the corniest thing I've ever heard.
1010XL.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Mark your calendars as we have 2 card shows in a few weeks' time. Our Sports Card Show will be Saturday, February 28th at the normal time of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then the next day, we'll host a non-sports show. That's Sunday, March 1st. That'll include Pokemon and Marvel. It's showtime! Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Before the Gators tip off, get tips from the great Gator. Patrick Young has breakfast with the Drill Friday mornings at 8:30, and they're talking Gators hoops. Take time out with Patrick Young. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on 1010XL.
Best Bet is #1. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahans will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
In your mailbox right now. Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go. Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and this month I want to talk to you about welcoming the winds of change in your life. But so often, when we see the winds of change coming our way, our immediate response is to fight it. Friends, when you see things in your life changing, when the winds of change are coming your way, don't fight it, but embrace it. Recognize that God is stirring you up so that you too can soar like an eagle.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, blackened redfish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and of course, Jewington Creek Road.
Get ready to break on through this Valentine's night. Experience the Ultimate Doors Tribute live at Thrasher Horn Center February 14th. Get tickets at thcenter.org.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Peterbilt Chocolatier. Tomorrow, the 14th ranked Gators look to keep their 4-game winning streak alive as they host the 20th ranked Kentucky Wildcats in the O-Dome. Denzel Aberdeen, a member of last year's national title team who transferred to Kentucky, makes his first return to Gainesville playing against his former squad. Tune in for a 3 o'clock tip on 92.5 FM. It's 61 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Welcome back to the program. Glad you're with us. Thanks to our friends at Big Chief Tire. And I will tell you, every great band has an opening act. Before we bring on Nick Morrow, the opening act was Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Well, thank you to Chipper for being willing to do that and open up for you. They got a little ballpark opening of their own over there, don't they?
And that's when Chipper is in town to throw out the first pitch at Bowles. I haven't seen it yet, but my buddy Palmer Knight is instrumental in that, so I'm going to go by and see it and check it out. But I heard it's absolutely beautiful. But I got to tell you, bro, and I told Merck this, I'll tell you this too, and I'm a baseball guy and a baseball stadium guy. You guys crushed it. You got it. It's perfect, and you have to be really proud of what this baseball field and this turf field and this new ball is.
Yeah, no, thank you, because you're a baseball guy and you're a baseball field guy, so that means a lot, and I really appreciate that. And it's a long time coming, and really happy that it's here. And this is just the beginning of what's going to happen to this ballpark. Over the next several years, hopefully we'll keep this going and build out a clubhouse and then a new stadium seating and really make this just a premier college athletics baseball facility.
Take me through the journey, thinking about it, the renderings, which you showed me because I bugged you about them enough, but Merck's influence because he had been at Pitt with the turf field. Take me through the journey and how it wound up here.
Yeah, so when I took over in 2021, one of the first things I did was actually bring out architects to the baseball stadium. And I said, what do we do with this place? Yeah. Because when it was built back in 1988, it was great. It was tremendous. Well, we didn't touch it since. So it was kind of time to do some things. And so I said, I love our location on campus. Can we stay here? But how do we fix this up to make this a wonderful college baseball stadium? And so, they said, you could stay here. We'll do this. And really, we started saying, okay, the field's got to get replaced first. That's first and foremost, because that's the playing surface. That's what the student athletes are on every single day. It might have looked good. Corey made it look good. It was not good. Didn't drain well at all. You had some areas that were a little suspect, and so it was like, okay, this is the first thing that we tackle. And got with AstroTurf a couple years ago. Honestly, I said, okay, give me a rendering and cost. What does this look like? And then we got real serious about it. Probably about a year and a half ago, and said, okay, can we get this done in time for the 2026 baseball season? And really lined it up and got to fundraising, painted the vision, renderings help with that vision, and then we wanted to expand it. Let's not just do the field. We need to do the wall. We had chain link with windscreen. Wasn't a great look. We actually had a guy get hurt the first series of last year running into a pole. Right. Well, this is a safety issue in addition to making it look beautiful. And then we got to work. And people see that vision, they get excited about it, and then when you follow through and complete it, like now, I really think this is gonna snowball into the clubhouse and into a stadium, and then we couple that with some winning, this place goes to a whole nother level.
Yeah, without a doubt. The fan area that you guys have put in here down the first base side is magnificent. Tell us all about the pit and how people can come enjoy this.
Yeah, so this is kind of modeled after what we did in the arena. First project I did when I took over as AD was build out that suite in the arena. And the idea was that we wanted to be able to engage with donors in the community at a high level. We wanted to have people come in and be proud and have a great sports entertainment value, because we knew that would be a catalyst for fundraising for the other projects we wanted to do. Well, arena locker room doesn't happen without us building that suite first. this doesn't happen. And then so we modeled the baseball premium seating after that. And so, yeah, we've got 42 seats that are right up against the fence, field level seating. Drink rail's not here yet, but within 2 weeks, we're going to have a drink rail there that a tabletop sitting right in front of them. And then we got another 40 high tops right behind them. And it's great field level outdoor seating, but you also have access to an indoor area. And so this is a single game ticket people can buy, a season ticket, make a donation and get access. And so it's easy access to get into. And again, the sports entertainment value of what we're creating with college baseball here is the sports entertainment value we created with college basketball in the arena. Like that's how we get started and really make this thing go to another level.
Nick, an athletic director's job, you got a bunch of hats. You have a budget. You have coaches you have to hire and fire. You have student athletes that you want to make sure their experience is a good one. And I get that, and you do a great job of all of those. But the facility thing's a whole different world. It's almost like you're a project manager, right?
Yeah.
How do you because you've done so many, but between that and the locker room and the hospitality area, you've done a fantastic job. And I mean that. I'll say that with everyone listening because I say it to you off the air a lot. You've done an amazing job with these facilities. But how do you work that in? I mean, you still got to be the AD. You got to manage. You got to hire coaches and make sure the student athletes and manage NIL. And I mean, how do you do it all?
It's a lot, and obviously a great team. I mean, Corey was out here every single day.
Yeah.
He took a lot of pride in what we were doing out here.
You have no idea how many texts I got from Corey when he was coming along.
I'm sure. Yeah, he also, a lot of social media posts about the progress and stuff. And he's done a tremendous job managing this on a day-to-day, which is extremely helpful. But we got a really good team around us. We have a shared vision on what we're trying to be. We got great university leadership that has that that shared vision. That alignment, people talk about it a lot, but until you live it to where you don't have alignment, and when you do have alignment, it is night and day what you can get done. And so right now we've had the greatest alignment between the board of trustees to the president to the AD and down. Like that's made the biggest difference in us being able to accomplish a lot of this. Yeah, but doing projects like that just adds a lot more to your plate, a lot more meetings, and a lot more just day to day. But when you get a finished product like this that the student athletes are so pumped about, that where you've got your baseball coach walking around with a big old grin, you've got a longtime baseball coach and Dusty Rose walking around with the grin.
Yeah,
that makes it all those meetings and all that extra time worth it.
In terms of the baseball team, what are some aspects of the squad that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, there's a lot of new faces out there, so I'm honestly still getting to know them as well. So I'm really excited to see them play another team besides just themselves. But they're coming in, knock on wood, pretty healthy right now, and a lot of new guys. And this team's going to take another step, and really excited to see what they can do. Good transfers coming in. Over half the roster's new. Good freshman class. Some good local products. So we're excited to see what they can get done.
Let's talk about all the programs. Obviously, basketball, tough year for Bobby, obviously, tough year. I asked Alex Ricker-Gilbert the same thing. These are tough years sometimes, and you have the tournament here. Assess that for me. Your softball team's really good. Assess that for me. Other programs kind of that you have your eye on these days.
Yeah, softball, I just was watching them. One hitter. Shutout win.
Yeah.
So
they're really good.
They're really good. So I think we're 7-1 now. And 5 of those 7 were shutouts.
Yeah.
Shutout wins. They ruled Auburn,
yeah.
who's gone on to win basically every game since they came here on the opening day. So they are really good. Really good. Top 25, receiving votes in the top 25, number 11 mid-major national ranking. And so they've done a tremendous job building that program, really high expectations this year. Basketball, I mean, it's been tough. Tomorrow's River City Rumble, so that means a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we have 2 of those in a 2-week period is exciting, and you always can re-energize a season pretty quick with a River City Rumble win. And so they're working hard. And Bobby's done all the right things. He's working hard. The team's working hard. We're coming up short right now, but it really matters is those 4 days in March.
Yeah.
So can we put ourselves in position to make a run in March, and then then don't matter, because then you win those 4 days, you're in the tournament.
You guys have been doing outstanding work in the classroom too, right?
Yeah, we've got a 3.48 this past semester, and in the fall semester, our academic staff was a little upset they got below a 3.5. I was like, guys, just chill, it's okay. You guys were doing a great job. 90% of our student athletes with the 3.0. Now they're 51 athletes with a 4.0, and so we're really proud of what we're accomplishing there too. And they're doing a lot of good work in the community. These guys constantly go out and do good work in the community. I know they help with walk-off charities as well, but they're putting in every year. Our athletes are putting in almost 3,000 hours of community service on top of their academics, on top of their athletics, on top of the extra work that they put in. And so they represent our university so well, and just so proud of this group.
There's a baseball game tonight. There were 9, I think, UNF players plus Merck out there working our clinic today.
Yeah, opening day.
To opening day, yeah.
Yeah.
So and I've said this too. We had a whole team of Edward Waters players out there. We had a whole team of JU players out there. The way you guys, all of you, bond and commit to the local communities is amazing. It really is, and that means a lot. I ask you about this all the time, but I'm going to ask you again. I don't know how much has changed since the last time we had you on, but I love college athletics. I'm not disgusted with it. That'd be an embellishment. But I'm to the point now that I don't know who's eligible, and I don't know who's a pro, and I don't know who's college, and I don't know who's got NIL money. If it drives me as crazy as it does, and I don't work in the industry, does it drive you crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but there's a lot of good in college athletics still, and we focus on that. You know, the bad is what captures all the headlines. There's still a lot more good than there is bad at the end of the day. You know, and so, yeah, it's frustrating. And every time you get our college athletics news feed, it's another lawsuit that the NCAA has lost, which messes up eligibility. And when you have all these patchwork of state laws, and then you have these judges and courts that are overturning what the NCAA rule is, that makes it really hard to govern. You know, we can blame the NCAA, but when they can't uphold their rules, and everyone's got to get on board for that, and that's where a lot of the issues come from, is the eligibility side of things. It's frustrating. It makes it hard, but at the end of the day, there still is a lot of good. We're impacting lives. You know, a lot of our student athletes, they're coming in, playing the sport they love. Hopefully they're on a scholarship, they're getting a degree, and we're setting them up for the next 40 years of their life, and they're making a great impact. Projects like Behind Us don't get done without alumni. You know, alumni played a big part in this. Like, the fencing was actually done by a former baseball player who owns a fencing company. You know, we had our project manager for the interior renovations we did at the Nest was done by a former UNF baseball player. A lot of the donations made this project happen were former baseball players. So they're still making such a big impact on what we're doing in and day out. And that's what college athletics, like, there's still so much good. Like, yeah. And so I'm glad I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do otherwise.
Right.
You know, Greg McGarity and I talk about that all the time. We kind of complain a little bit of college athletics when he turns to me, Nick, what would you do if you weren't doing that? I was like, I don't know, Greg, so I'm just going to stay in it, like, because I do still love it. Yeah.
We're the same way. I get it.
Yeah.
Do you think we're getting closer to the NCAA tournament? Do you think there'll be future conversations in the next couple months about expanding the field?
I think we do end up expanding. Yeah, there's just way too much smoke around it. I think really and I'm not in those talks of the valuation. They got to make sure that if they add, if you're adding, you know, what is it, 4, 8, 12 teams, what's the value of TV rights are coming in? Because it's got to make sense for there, because there's extra cost in doing that. There are extra logistics in doing that, but if there's money tied to it, you better believe it's going to happen. And so I'd be surprised at this point if we're not expanding.
We'll expand. You know why? I tell you this all the time, because everything expands. Leagues expand, teams expand, rules expand, so I think we will. Nick Morrow.
Yeah. And college football playoff, I mean, they're instantly expanding.
Yeah, they because they're a bunch of babies that couldn't get along this year. They didn't expand this year, but they will by next year.
Yeah,
everybody will.
That's right.
Nick, you've done a great job. Nick Morrow is the athletics director here at UNF. I know you're proud of this. It's going to be fun watching baseball tonight, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Opening day, nothing like it.
Nick, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pete Prisco joins us to talk NFL after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
Let's don't get emotional about it.
No!
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser. The Drill.
You're a big baby.
Barely raised my voice.
I should call your mother.
Mornings on 1010XL.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Valentine's Day is sweet, but let's be honest, your septic tank wants attention too. Because when it gets ignored, it doesn't sulk, it causes problems, big ones. That's why Duck Rooter, the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, is rolling out the Show Your Septic Some Love promotion. Right now, get $50 off septic tank pumping when you book by February 28th. Give your septic a little love now so it doesn't make a big scene later. When you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Football's over, and it feels like a part of me died inside. This is Joe C. I know you know what that feels like, but have no fear. Revving your engines is here. The Daytona 500 is this Sunday. The fastest way to bet on the Great American Race is with the official sportsbook partner of the Daytona International Speedway, Hard Rock Bet. Don't miss out. Chase the checkered flag. Get to the winner's circle on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
The North Florida Ospreys take center stage as Division I basketball returns. Osprey basketball soars back to CSI Company's court at UNF Arena Thursday, February 19th, for a conference matchup against Austin Peay State. The Ospreys defend their home court against the Governors. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Secure your seats at UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now. UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now. Swoop!
What NFL quarterback connected on TD passes with 98 different players during his career?
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowners policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Tom Brady threw 105 touchdown passes to Rob Gronkowski, but there are 97 other players who caught at least one.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
RJ Saunders here, sports fans, and whether it's get well roses or a be happy situation, I always call the experts at Kuhn Flowers. Sending a floral arrangement is just so easy. Log on to KuhnFlowers.com and leave it to them. Kuhn Flowers is the only name you'll ever need to know.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, we thank our friends from Showtime. Don't forget that Tops Rip Night is Saturday, February 21st from 11 to 7 at the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic down at the ballpark, ViStar Ballpark. Rip Night's going to feature giveaways, raffles, box breaks. Get your tickets to the Jacks Baseball Classic featuring LSU, Notre Dame, Indiana, and UCF. Just search Jacks Baseball Classic. Showtime's got it all going on there. Happy to partner with that wonderful event. You can find Showtime at the corner of Phillips and Chad or on those social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pete Prisco joins us as always from CBSSports.com. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
Good. What's up, guys?
You know what? It's cold up here in Jacksonville. It's coldest winter in a while. Be glad you're down there in South Florida, bro. It can't be cold down there, right?
You know what? The weekend before I went to the Super Bowl, it was in the 20s down here. It was terrible. I mean, we've had a chilly winter too, but today, I got to say, it was 80 and sunny today, so I can't complain.
How many Super Bowls in a row? 36? Did I think you say 36 in a row? 37 in a row. 37,
Yeah,
which is real. Well, you know what? Which is pretty cool, by the way. You've earned that, so that's good stuff, and you do a great job from it. What'd you take? What'd you take away this year? What? I mean, we all thought Seattle would win easily. Seattle won easily. There wasn't a whole lot of suspense in the game, and I want to ask you what you took away from the season in a minute. But let me start with the Super Bowl. What issues? Anything jump off the page from that game for you?
Well, they beat the daylights out of them up front. And I mean, and again, it goes back to the old theory: get big, get bigger, get twitchy edge rushers, and you're going to win a lot of games. I mean, both lines. You got to be able to be good on both lines. That's the most important thing. It always has been. It always will be. Get the quarterback who can function. Now, Sam Darnold's not going to win. I don't think he's going to win games by himself, but he can function in the offense. And if you're good on defense and you can run the ball on offense, you're going to have success. And that's what I think we saw. And I think that should be a lesson to everybody in the league. The way the game is played now, with the way defenses are dictating to offenses, I think you have to be able to have those guys up front who give you the flexibility on the back end to do a lot of things.
Yeah, without a doubt. Pete, I saw you tweeted this out as almost a message for offensive minds in the NFL, like, stop playing scared. What are some things from an evolution standpoint that you'd like to see implemented offensively by these coaches to try and get the game back to being a little bit more high scoring?
I think we got to get out of the whole idea of you can't turn the ball over, you can't turn the ball over, you can't turn the ball over. And the reason I say that, look, nobody wants turnovers. But if you're playing not to turn it over, you're playing scared. And I think there's a lot of coaches around the league that do that. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. What we're seeing is, okay, on first and second down, and I talked with Liam Cohen about this, by the way. You know, on first and second down, you see a lot of teams play off. And so you're naturally going to try and run against that, or you're not going to take the shots down the field against that. And on third down, they throw so many different looks at you. Here's another part of the problem, and Jacksonville lived it this year. When the play clock is running down and you're getting the play in, it's not just them, it's all over the league. And you're at the line of scrimmage and you come up and they start rotating and you look at it and you go, oh, we should be in this play, but you can't get out of it because you don't have any time on the play clock. I think that's a problem. So what I think needs to happen, I think teams at times need to go no huddle and say, you know what, you're going to try and do all that stuff. We're going to take you out of that. I think you need to get back to some spread formation so you can identify easily, and you can't allow those guys to disguise and blitz the way they do. I think those are two things. And here's the other part of it. When they play in those off coverages, if you're playing cover 2 deep, you know, or 4, you can still attack that with pass concepts. And I think teams are afraid to sit there, in large part, by the way, because they're scared of their offensive line. And when you're scared of your offensive line, you don't allow the quarterback to stand back there and take the throws that he should be able to make against those coverages, because the athletes up front have gotten so good on defense and the offensive lines don't get a chance to work together, and it becomes a major problem.
Pete Prisco with us from CBSSports.com. Well said. Pete, what was the identity of this season? What was the storyline or the thesis statement of what happened in this football season? Anything? What was the story of the season to you, and what we learned about the NFL after this past season?
That the star quarterbacks didn't quite make the run that we all expected.
Yeah.
I think that, to me, you know, you have playoffs with no Joe Burrow, you know, Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, and I think. And Josh Allen was the one left standing, and he got beat in the divisional round. So I think that's the story. But now there's going to be this whole narrative that, oh boy, if you build up that defense and build up those lines, you're going to win Super Bowls. But I still think this is a quarterback league, and you're going to have those years where that team wins. Now the question becomes, is it sustainable? And we know when Mahomes gets back playing and Lamar Jackson's back playing and Joe Burrow's back playing, you're going to have those teams right smack dab in the mix again. And so I think it's still a quarterback league, but you better be good on both lines. And I think if you're looking at the Jaguars right now, and you say, okay, well, what are they need to get good on the defensive line. They need to get pass rushers on the defensive line. They need to become dominant on the defensive line. And I think that's something they're going to address early, often, and I think it's going to be a high priority in the offseason.
How deeper, in your opinion, can conversations go between Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen now as they go into year 2, and how much more dangerous does that make the offense, in your opinion?
You know, having talked to both of them at the Super Bowl, I think they're only scratching the surface of what they can do. And you know, this is an off season for Trevor with no injury, no learning a new offense, comfortable, understands it, and he's going to take the leap. And I think Liam Cohen, from understanding what Trevor can do, is going to be better calling plays, and he was really good last year. I think he's going to be that much better. So I think it's an ideal situation. We saw what he could do down the stretch, and both of them firmly believe in each other. And Trevor has come out of his shell. I think that's one of the most important things. You guys are around it more than me, but in just talking to him and talking to people around the organization, he's become that guy now. You know, he wasn't that guy early in his career because that's just not natural for him. But he's starting to become that guy, and I think that's what you're seeing out of that offense. And I think you're going to see much better play from him early next season.
That is a great take. I thought Trevor this year, all of it, everything from the way the season started to the wonderful year he had to making the rounds at the Super Bowl to the NFL honors. He looked like the star quarterback, didn't he, Pete? He carried himself like the star quarterback. Not that he didn't before, but he looks comfortable in his skin. Like you saw Josh Allen make that change 2 or 3 years into the league. He's comfortable. He's comfortable now being one of the stars of the league. Don't you sense that?
Absolutely, and he's much more comfortable being him. You know what I mean? It seemed to always be. And I don't get me wrong, I like Trevor a lot. I really do. I think he's a great kid, but he's looser. Maybe that's the word? He knows he can do it now, so he's looser. Like we actually did a thing where when I was interviewing with Hare, did I tell you this? Where
no.
We put up quarterbacks. Did I tell you this stuff?
Right. No, you didn't.
We put up pictures of all these quarterbacks, and he had to go thumb up and thumb down on their hairstyle because his is so prominent and such a big part of it. And then they snuck in a picture of me in high school. I had hair. And he looked at it, and he goes, "That you?" And I said, "That's me," because I don't have any. And then they put Kyle Long's picture up because he was supposed to be on the interview with me, and he had hair, and he has none either. So, and he played right along with it. He was fun with it. And he just seems much more comfortable in his skin for who he is as a player and a person.
What do you think happens with Tua and Kyler Murray this offseason, Pete?
I think both teams would like to dump him. I mean, the problem is those contracts. And, Murray's is a little easier to dump. The Dolphins are going to have to eat some money if they dump their guy. I think that's going to be a major issue for both of those guys. But, look, this is a quarterback-desperate league. And what happens in a quarterback-desperate league is teams do desperate things. And so if you're the New York Jets, what do? Do you go inquire about Kyler Murray? I mean, is that something you're interested in? What about the Vikings? You're going to bring in a veteran quarterback to compete with J.J. McCarthy. What do you do? So I think there's going to be options out there. And in the quarterback-needy league, by the way, what happens is Malik Willis suddenly has become QB1 that everybody wants to pay.
And he has.
It's unbelievable. I don't get it. I mean, look, he's had like 7 games in his career, and all of a sudden he's QB1. Let's go out and pay him. Does anybody remember what happened with an old guy by the name of Matt Flynn? Remember that guy?
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that stuff and react to it. Here's another one, and this is kind of laughable. Look, Mac Jones, nice kid, Jacksonville kid. You hope he does well. But Mac Jones in Jacksonville wasn't very good. But now he goes to San Francisco, and now teams are going to try and pry him free to be a starting quarterback. Give me a break. The problem is they're quarterback starved, they're quarterback needy, and that leads to a lot of panic buying and a lot of panic trading and everything else.
Pete, final question for you. We ask you this every week, and we will until the free agent period. But the two names here, obviously, are Devin Lloyd and Travis Etienne. They're the free agents that could get paid. You've told us you think they'll both be gone. Do you still feel that? And how will that journey go? Will they get money right out of the gate? Will they get big money, immediate starters? Take me through and I'm going to probably ask you this every week if it changes, but take me through where you think we're headed with Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd, the two players the Jaguars, the Jaguar fans are wondering about the most.
Here's my problem with the two players. They're both pretty good players, but here's the problem. Position values. And the running back position, you guys know how I feel about the running back position. I don't value it. I don't pay it, and nor would I pay Etienne. Look, he's a good player. Is he great between the tackles? Probably not. He's a good pass catcher. He's good. He's improved in blitz protection, by the way. He's gotten better at that. And he can get outside. I just don't think you can pay him what another team is going to pay him, so I think he's gone. Devin Lloyd's an off-the-ball linebacker, made a lot of splash plays. Wasn't great in the years before that. Wasn't great in some of the areas of the other parts of his game last year. Was just a good player who made some splash plays. Do you pay him mega deal? Particularly, you can't tag him because of what the number is. But do you pay him a mega deal to play linebacker? I don't think so. So I think both guys are gone. I would be astounded unless ETN comes back and doesn't get a mega offer, which I'm talking about $12 million, $13 million a year, $11 million a year, something like that. If he doesn't get that, then maybe he's back. But other than that, I think both those guys are gone.
Pete Prisco, great work as always from CBSSports.com. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cars and Collectibles. Pete, thanks, buddy. Enjoy that 80-degree weather, bro.
You got it. Don't freeze too much out at the baseball. I saw you're at a baseball field. Don't get too cold.
I'm already cold. Exactly right. See you, Pete. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. Pete Prisco, always brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. One more time now. On the 21st, they're going to have that Top Rips night, and they're a big part of that at the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classic at ViStar. Get your tickets for that terrific event. And Showtime proud to partner with them. We haven't done headlines. Have we done headlines yet?
We have not.
Well, you think we're leaving? You think we're leaving without headlines? That ain't happening. Hey, headlines.
I guess I better put
you
something together.
You better get to work. Exactly right. You got 5 minutes.
All right.
This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Your home for Gators Hoops is 1010XL.
The Gators bring their hot streak to the O'Connell Center for a Valentine's Day special against the Wildcats. Number 14, Florida, and 25th ranked Kentucky. Saturday at 2:30 on 92.5 FM.
All right, folks, our private equity fund just bought another one in Jacksonville.
Love it. Let's make sure the website says locally trusted.
Should we change the number to a Florida area code?
Nah, just pretend we're local.
Meanwhile, Hull & Sons Plumbing didn't need a rebrand to stay local. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and proud to call Jacksonville home. So if you want a plumber who actually lives in your neighborhood, not in a boardroom, call Hull & Sons Plumbing. Hull & Sons Plumbing. Locally owned, nationally unbothered.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell and Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell and Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell and Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111. For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service.
Instant Keys comes to you.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida. And inside the flip side, the action never stops. If you're tired of hearing about the best games after the final whistle, don't get left on the sidelines. Whether it's a unique sporting event you've never seen, a weekend with the family, or a winning date night, Visit Jacksonville is your ultimate playbook. Get in the game. Head to visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jax app today and see everything coming in 2026. Jacksonville. Experience the flip side.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm with Fred from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Skilled trade jobs are booming. You can begin a high-pay, high-demand career right now through the Northeast Florida Builders Association. Their apprenticeship program provides paid training in some of the most highly sought-after skilled trades. Work full-time in carpentry, electrical, HVAC, or plumbing, plus earn a 10% raise every year. And the classes, 100% tuition-free. Apply online starting March 10th and start your new career now at NEFBAapprenticeship.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, the golden moment. We had a lot of good moments. Good UNF folks here. But the golden moment was Chipper Jones, the Hall of Famer, joined the program today. One of the great players to ever come out of a Jacksonville high school, if not the greatest, certainly along with Bob Hayes. He was just fantastic. Talked about Bowles. He's in town today to throw out the first pitch and to contribute to Bowles' brand new beautiful baseball facility. So he spent about 10, 15 minutes with us just talking baseball and a whole lot more. The golden moment was easy. The great Chipper Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
We certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with the Jaguars because this Jaguars digital team, they're not going gently into the offseason. They brought it with a great video. It's tremendous the access they get. This was tweeted out last night. It's Liam Cohen in his staff meeting with his assistants and the messaging that he puts across. Have you had a chance to see this?
I haven't. I heard all about it.
It's only the clip's only like 55 seconds, but it's worth watching.
But I hear it's fantastic.
Yeah, and here is Liam Cohen delivering that message to his staff.
When it comes to our edge, right? We're constantly trying to find our edge, right? And as we go into year two, year one, extremely important, right, guys, for setting the tone and establishing the way that we want to operate, the way that we want to play, and going through that. I think we did that, okay? There is no year more important than year two. There's no year. Because, man, let's be honest, there's been a lot of one-hit wonders. That's the reality. And so what are we doing to separate ourselves to make sure that that never happens? So that we take the next step as a team.
This league is in trouble.
Yeah, I mean
that's my conclusion.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really smart. You know, of all the things you can say about Liam Cohen, that dude is a really smart dude. He knows how to connect with players, with coaches. Part of being smart is knowing what to say. He is a charismatic connector, man. He really, really is. I'm with you.
And I love that he hit directly, went ahead and addressed the one-hit wonder thing.
Yeah.
That's been an issue for this organization.
It has. Great point.
Post Tom Coughlin, it has been an issue,
point.
is following up success. So I think it's really good that Liam Cohen made that a point, and obviously he approved anything that's sent out. So wanting that to be out there, that, yes, we are cognizant of there's been a lot of one-hit wonders in this league, and we're not going to let that happen. So get you fired up, certainly, for this coming season of Jaguars football. Let's get to college football. Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss gets his extra year of eligibility from a Mississippi judge who overrules the NCAA.
Yeah, obviously that's what's happening. But I do have breaking news. Have you heard the breaking news?
I have not.
No, it's exciting news. I don't know if you know this or not. I thought at the time, after 62-24, that Nebraska really blew out Florida. But Florida's gone to a Florida judge. And it turns out Florida won that game.
Oh, good.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, because they went to a Florida judge.
Yeah.
Because these local judges, it's absolutely ridiculous now. I mean, the reality is, all you have to do is go to a judge in your state that likes your school, and you can play for as many years as you want. I like Trinidad Chambliss. He's fun to root for. He's fun to watch. His case might have merit. I don't know. But it's comical now. All you have to do, just go to a judge in your state that rooted for your school. For God, who do you think this judge would like to see win next year? Ole Miss or LSU? this judge in the state of Mississippi. I'm going to go out on a limb, okay, because I'm a risk taker. I'm going to say this judge in Mississippi would like to see Ole Miss beat LSU. You agree with me on that?
I do agree.
I'm crazy, but
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, of course he's going to bring the quarterback. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Let's get to college basketball. Florida hosts Kentucky tomorrow in a battle to determine first place in the SEC, as the Gators are currently 9-2, while the Wildcats are 8-3 in SEC competition. Florida lifetime against Kentucky is 42-111, but the Gators an 11.5-point favorite over the Wildcats tomorrow. In terms of bracketology, Joe Lunardi has updated that today. He has Florida as a 3 seed in the West, but opening play in Tampa. He has the Wildcats as a 7 seed in the East.
Of those 111 losses to the Kentucky Wildcats, one of them was 101-48 during when I was in school. In case you wanted to know, let me tell you how that worked. We scored 48, they scored 101. Okay, that was in Rupp. We didn't do well that day. I've never forgotten it. That's why I bring it up every time we talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. JU hosts UNF tomorrow at 4 in the first River City Rumble. Both teams in need of a momentum builder as each squad sits at 4-9 in ASUN play.
I love the Rumble. I wish it was on Friday so we could do our shows from there. It used to always be on a Friday. Now both of them are on they're both Rumbles are on Saturday, which I don't love. But it's a big game for the city. It's a big game for those two programs. Look, they're both struggling. They would both tell you, and you hate to see both of them struggle, Hayes, in a year where the tournament's here. You know, the tournament's going to be here. I was hoping both would have good years, but it's hard. It's a hard mid-major world these days, bro. When every time you have a good player, he's gone. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Mitzi has 11 new players on his roster. 11. You can only have 13 on scholarship, and 11 are new. Pretty amazing stuff. And I root for both teams. I hope it'll be a fun day at Swisher tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll look nationally and in the SEC at college basketball. The two biggest games tomorrow in terms of, particularly if you're a Florida fan, watching for high seeding. Kansas goes to Iowa State. Texas Tech goes to Arizona. So a couple huge games there. In the SEC, Texas A&M plays at Vandy. That one's interesting because the loser of that one, particularly if it's A&M, they remember they were 7-1 at one point. They've lost 3 in a row. Vandy trying to stay in SEC competition in terms of contending for the league title. They need the win as well, so that's a great battle there. Auburn goes to Arkansas. If Auburn beats Arkansas and Florida beats Kentucky tomorrow, the Gators would build a 2-game cushion atop the SEC standings. If that happens, Florida will win the SEC regular season title, barring a mini miracle.
Yeah, there's still 7 games left even after that. That's a lot of games. But, yeah, I think Florida's going to win the title because I think they have the best team. And I think they're going to beat Kentucky tomorrow. But I think it's going to be a ball game. This is the first one. The last 3 or 4 that have been routes, I've expected them to be blowouts. I do not expect – if Florida covers the 11 – I will come on Monday and tell you I was wrong because I think Florida's going to beat Kentucky, but I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, let's get to the NBA. LeBron James makes history again, becoming the oldest player to record a triple-double. James scored 28 points with 12 assists and 10 rebounds in the Lakers' 124-104 win over Dallas. James is 41 years and 44 days old. He surpassed Karl Malone.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. He's the best old player ever in the league. You know, I think he's etched his way into, at worst, second best player of all time. I'll always be a Jordan guy, but the test of time, boy, oh boy, it's amazing that LeBron can still play that level. It really is.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get into the PGA Tour at Pebble Beach. We'll start with world number 1, Scottie Scheffler. He looked like he was floundering early. He was T62 at 1 under through 8, but got hot on his second 9. He finishes at 6 under. He's still tied 36, but still at least in striking distance going into the weekend. Akshay Bhatia, the leader right now, at 15 under. Another big name, Ricky Fowler, 14 under. He was 8 under today. Good to see the veteran playing well.
Here's what's happening early in the tour season. It's not that Scheffler or Rory or other guys haven't played well, but guys are going low, man. You know that? I mean, have you noticed how low? I mean, we've had plus 20 already win a tournament. We've had the high teens win a tournament. High teens is going to win this tournament. The courses have to get tougher, I guess, right? I mean, you noticed. We have guys going low early in the season.
Yeah, without a doubt, we will get you out on our musical note of the day.
Happy birthday wishes to Peter Gabriel, who turned 76 today. Gabriel was in Genesis before embarking on a successful solo career. His fame peaked with the album So in 1986, which included this classic, Sledgehammer, arguably the greatest music video of all time. Sledgehammer won 9 times at the MTV Video Music Awards in 1987. Gabriel is a 2-time inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, going in with Genesis in 2010 and for his solo work in 2014.
Peter Gabriel, great song, great work as always. Appreciate you getting to it. We'll take a break. We'll say hello to Hacker and wrap the program after this.
You could have an airplane flying.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sunday, it's the running of the Daytona 500 with Kyle Busch starting from pole position. Busch has never won the 500 in 20 attempts. Chase Briscoe alongside row 1. Second row featuring Joey Logano and Chase Elliott. Both drivers won dual races on Thursday night to fill out the running order. Logano is the betting favorite to capture the 500 on Sunday at plus 1,000. Ryan Blaney plus 110. Busch is at plus 1,300. Elliott plus 1,400. And both Denny Hamlin and Austin Cindric are both plus 1,500. The race will consist of 200 laps around the 2.5-mile super speedway.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Golf for a great cause. It's the UNF 4 Scholarship Golf Classic, Friday, March 27th at Queens Harbor. Support the Swoop Impact Fund with a sponsorship or foursome. Contact jc.wegner@unf.edu.
Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go.
Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple. It's discreet and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right. Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on the Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
All right, we thank our friends from Big Chief Tire with those 6 great locations in town. The north side, 2 on the west side, the south side, Orange Park, and Mandarin. Big Chief Tire, the best tire company in town. Tires, automotive service, brakes, alignments, oil changes. You go to Big Chief Tire, and a great, great sponsor of this program. Every Friday is a Big Chief Tire Friday. Frangie and Carlion with you, JJ LaSelva back there. I do want to thank Chipper Jones for coming by, being on the air today. Chipper is in town to throw out the first pitch at Bowles' beautiful new baseball complex. He was very involved in the building and the funding of that, I think, and it's great to have him on the program. He was good today. Wasn't he funny?
Oh, absolutely.
He was really
great
funny.
Stories.
He told some great stories.
Maddox deliberately giving Bobby Cox wrong information so he could eject.
And I will tell you, so I had Andrew Jones. I hosted an event that Andrew Jones was part of last week, and I asked Andrew, I said, come on. Because he's real close to us. I said, you guys purposely got him thrown out of some games. He goes, we kind of did. Because nobody got thrown out of more games.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had asked Chipper. Chipper told a great story when Maddox purposely did it. So but it was great having him on the air today. And again, congratulations to our friends here at UNF for this fantastic new facility. They've turfed the baseball field, a brand new wall, padded wall, bullpens in the outfield. They've changed it around a little bit, and so they've done a really good job. So congratulations to our friends here at UNF. Florida, Kentucky tomorrow. How's it going to go?
I think great game. I think Gators pull away in the final 8 minutes and win 89-80. So I don't think Florida covers, but I also don't think it comes down to the last 30 seconds.
Yeah,
so
I think I
like Gators by 9.
Yeah, whether it's the last 30 seconds or the last 3 or 4 minutes, I think the Gators win. I think the score you're about right. I don't think it's one of those games where Florida's up 26 in the second half or 22 in the second half like they've been playing. I don't think it's that game. We'll see. But I think the Gators are going to win. I think they got the best team in the SEC. I think they're one of the best 4 or 5 teams in the country. I think we talked about it today, and I think what we said today, Hayes, is exactly what we talked about, the fact that they are so athletic. They are long and athletic and physical, and that's what they are great at. Their skill is okay, but their level of athleticism is just off the chart. It really is, and I think for that reason, they're going to be they're going to be a tough out. But Kentucky's big, so again, that will be a good game. In my opinion, the 2 Kentucky games will be the toughest games left for them.
Without a doubt.
I think that'll be the toughest.
How do you think Denzel Aberdeen's received tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I don't know. I hope it's warmly. He was a big part of a championship, and he took the money, but that's okay. So did some of the players on Florida's team when they were on other teams. So I hope he's warmly received. I don't sense he'll get booed, but I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I think he's going to get booed.
You do?
I just think that's how. First off, he plays for Kentucky.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
right. you're going to boo.
I guess you're right.
You're going to boo him anyway because of that. But I think particularly
because he left,
leaving for Kentucky.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, I think Denzel Aberdeen was a good Gator, and as a reason. He's not the primary reason, obviously, but he certainly contributed to a team that gave us a lot of joy.
He was on the court at the very end.
And
he made a free throw at the end of the game.
A big free throw. Yeah. So I mean, I think you appreciate his contributions, but and you can't fault him. He got probably double what I think Kentucky gave him, something ridiculous to go there. So you don't fault him, but look, he is now the enemy. He plays for Kentucky, and I certainly wouldn't hope it's vicious, but I think he's going to be absolutely booed out of the gym every time he's touching the ball.
Yeah, I'll say this: it'll be fun. That game will be fun to watch. Also, the River City Rumble tomorrow. JU and UNF play twice in the next 2 weeks. The first one at JU, the second one at UNF, both on a Saturday. And again, they're both having tough seasons, but the River City Rumble is still a fun event. It really is. And I'd encourage you, if you get a chance to go by and watch those two local teams, certainly do it. It's also tough when it's going against Florida, Kentucky. I mean, that's the tough draw for those two is it's going against Florida, Kentucky, which is that game is of significant interest, you know. One's on TV unless you go to Gainesville, but that was a tough draw for them. That was a tough draw. That JU now it's sold out. It's been sold out, by the way, because Swisher's not a big place, but it's not like they won't draw for the game. I know some people that couldn't get tickets that talked about trying to get there. So anyway, let's say hello to our friend Hacker Nation.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hacker Nation joins us. Hack, how you doing, buddy? You all right?
Frank, I'm good. Yeah, there's serious bragging rights on the line for my household when UNF and JU get together. Are you kidding me?
I'll bet.
I'm a UNF alum. Heidi's a JU alum. So, yeah, it gets pretty serious.
Wow. Can you imagine the drama in that home? Hayes, can you imagine that?
It's a house divided, fellas.
Drama.
Where does Little Hack fall in the matchup?
Good, great question.
It's funny you mentioned Little Hack. Little Hack is currently sitting with JJ right now because I got him in the studio with me tonight because we're going to pick up Mommy from the airport this evening. So Little Hack is making his 1010XL studio debut.
He said
that's awesome.
That is absolutely fantastic. Florida, Kentucky, what do you think?
I think Florida's going to win the game. I'll say this, though, man. I mean, Kentucky's played well. They had essentially a bye week, I guess you would call it. They haven't played since last weekend, so they'll be fresh. They'll be rested. I think Denzel Aberdeen's going to play his tail off. I agree with Hayes, Frank. I think Aberdeen's going to get the business tomorrow from the Rowdy Reptiles. Not only did he leave, but he left to, of all places, Kentucky. And I was talking to Patrick Young about this earlier on Gator Bites, and he thinks, Patrick does, that Aberdeen's going to get the business tomorrow. But I think it's a close game, a competitive game, but I think Florida in the end's too big in the front court, and they'll find a way to pull it out.
I love it when Hackers just give him the business. You make my day. My day's already made. Hack, what's coming up tonight, bro?
Yeah, Kevin Brockway of the Gainesville Sun, Gatorsports.com will join me to preview the game. Also, Daniel Harms of Bleacher Report, who will be up in the scouting combine in Indy in a week and a half. We'll do a little NFL draft talk as well in the 7 o'clock hour.
All right, Hack coming up. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Hacker Nation, Hacker After Dark comes up right now. We're out of here. Enjoy the baseball. Enjoy the basketball. We'll see you on Monday. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.
The Frangie